views and make you money. So I've got this comment so many times on my channel, and this is day 16 of the View Maximizing Bootcamp. And I want to make this very clear before we even start this video. Finding a niche is a lot easier than you think, and it's very easy to create your own niche as long as you know the process of getting views. Because a lot of you guys are stuck in trying to find, a niche that has an open market when that's not the correct mindset you should have. The correct mindset you should have is, how am I going to get so much views in this market that I'm just unbeatable? It's not about finding the correct niche. It's just about getting the most amount of views. A lot of you guys are getting stuck on, picking like whatever audience, like say, okay, I only want to make English content because I want to increase my RPMs. Like, bro, people, only 1.5 billion people in the world speak English. That's not even 20% of the population on Earth. And you want to target only 20%? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Why not target 100% of the people? So when you're picking a niche, you need to pick something that is worldwide, right? And picking something that is a worldwide niche is just a very, very good place to be, because this way you can get the maximum amount of views. That's how I'm getting 1.4 billion views a month right now across all social media platforms, including YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, on 36 channels, and then I think 15 Instagrams and 10 TikToks, right? So I'm getting lots of views right now, and not all of them are English speaking people. A lot of them speak Brazilian or Portuguese. A lot of them speak Spanish. A lot of them speak Hindi. There's all different types of languages here that are, circulating in the social media space. It's not just English. And just because people in the United States have higher RPMs does not mean you should be aiming for it. Because if you aim for just maximizing the amount of views you can get, then you can generate 20, 30, $50,000 a month. The reason why you guys don't see any YouTube Shorts creators talking about, claiming that they're making, $20,000 a month, is because they target only specific audiences, not a wide range of people. I'm getting close to 400 million views a month on this just channel alone. And I will tell you, it is over $20,000. And I have it blurred out right now because my business partner has asked me not to show it, but it's over 20,000, which means you could be doing the same thing if you were view maximizing. So as for picking the niche, what I usually do is I use Verlo AI. So what I do is I go to Verlo AI and I literally just go to the dashboard and I just scroll down, and these are like literally top videos that is performing in the past day. And you can see like a lot of them, like I see two videos on, this little dance thing that happened. I see Roblox, which is always popping, by the way. And if you just literally hit the little arrow, you can just see all of the, videos that are performing very, very well. And you're going to notice something. Roblox performs very well. I do recommend going in the Roblox niche if you guys haven't already. There's so many opportunities in Roblox, and the viewers are just insane. I'm seeing some soccer videos. I'm seeing, whatever this is. So, when I'm looking at this, I'm just looking at the analytics. And, if we scroll down, we can go by different types of niches. It's a little all over the place right now. But, like, for example, if I clicked on brain rot, I'd be able to see in, like, the past 5 days what brain rot's looking like. And it looks like just across YouTube, let's see here, across YouTube and TikTok, we're getting around 134.9 million views in total across, these platforms, which is brain rot. I don't think this includes Roblox, by the way. So Roblox brain rot is its own niche. This is just more like Skibbity Toilet type stuff. So I mean, I would use Verlo to just find niches. I think it's a great thing to start. I mean, you could just look at the first link in the description, or maybe the second link, and just, check out Verlo. It's a great app. So now that you found your niche, let's talk about what type of niches I recommend personally that you could be using. And I think there's four main ones that I think anyone could start at any level. So the first one I would recommend is definitely clipping. Now, clipping is still very popular, contrary to what most people think, thinking that clipping, gets people banned and there's not a lot of opportunities with clipping. There is a lot of opportunities. Literally, a channel that I started not even a couple days ago just hit its first million view video within 8 videos of just clipping content. And if I'll be honest with you guys, the content is IShowSpeed. I'm just gonna let you guys know now. He will never strike you. If you want to start a clipping channel, start an IShowSpeed clipping channel. But I will warn you, it is very, very editing intensive, and clipping is a very editing intensive niche. So that remember that when you're going into the skill. All right. The second niche I would recommend, other than clipping, is probably some type of gaming channel. It doesn't have to be, Roblox. It could be Fortnite. It could be something more niche like Among Us. I mean, I recommend personally Fortnite or Roblox. Roblox is probably the biggest one right now. So I mean, if you guys are going to run a gaming niche, run a Roblox niche, just because there's just so much money to be made here. It is filthy how much money there is to be made. The third one I would recommend is probably AI. AI has kind of died down a little bit because people are kind of getting used to it. But if you're creative with it, you can make a lot of really good AI content. And this is really storyline driven. So make sure that when you're doing this, you have good story building skills. Because if you don't, it's going to be really difficult for you to actually make good money with this. Because retention with AI videos is awful unless you are actually have good story building. And then the last niche that I would probably recommend is maybe sports. Sports is a little more niche, but if you are focusing on really big sports like for example soccer, then you are going to make a lot of money with this. And the reason why is just because everyone can watch sports. It's not really something that is restricted by language. So of the two, of these I would recommend that, probably Roblox and AI are probably the two biggest ones. And then I would put like, clipping and sports in second behind that. But other than that, I think those are the main niches that I would be focusing on if I were you guys and I was trying to actually, build an audience. Because, in order to actually make a lot of money, what do we need? We need a lot of views, right? And I see a lot of people when they're looking for a niche, um, they think, okay, I'm going to look for my competitors and I'm just going to copy exactly what they're doing. But the problem with that is you have to innovate, right? And oh, wait, sorry to jump all over the place. One more thing. I recommend ranking as well. Ranking is a very good niche. I know a lot of people say ranking is not a good niche because you get copyright stricken, but as long as you make the content edited and original, ranking is a really good niche. Like I know a guy who's making 60K a month. He's pulling close to 1.5 billion views a month across just his one YouTube channel with just ranking content. So ranking is also a really good niche I would get into if I was starting. Anyways, when you're picking your niche, do not limit yourself by specifically just saying what my competitors are doing, because you need to be able to improve upon your competitors' content and do better than them. So if you see your competitor is doing 1.5 billion views a month, look at their content and be like, okay, how could I improve upon this? What could I do? He's getting 1.5 billion views a month. What's his audience? It's probably a lot of English speaking people. How could I target English speaking people, Portuguese speaking people, Spanish speaking people, and Hindi speaking people? You know, if I'm targeting three more languages, how can I make more money? There's all different types of ways to do it. If you were doing ranking niche, how can I make it so people in any language can understand, even if it was in English? You know, these are thinking processes that you guys need to figure out, and it is a thinking problem. It's not a finding a niche problem. It is a thinking problem. It is about intelligence and figuring out what to do, because this is all a thinking game. Everything you're doing. And in the course of when I'm teaching my students, I help them with showing them exactly how to, increase your thinking process to be able to find, the solution. Because when you're looking at your YouTube analytics, it's not like it's just numbers. It is more than that. It's like a language, because there is over 30 different YouTube metrics that I analyze on every single channel that I work on. And of the 30 different YouTube metrics, each one of them tells a different story and tells me the solution to whatever problem I'm facing. If I'm stuck in view jail, I look at all 30 analytics and I'm like, this analytic is lacking here. My casual viewers are lower than I should be. My swipe ratio is lower than it should be. If I look at my retention graphs, instead of it looking like this, let's do it again. Instead of my retention graph looking like, this, jeez, I'll make it green. This, my retention graph is looking more like this. And what that means is there's a big dip over here. So, maybe I should increase my retention in the beginning of my video, increase my swipe ratio, increase my casual viewers, and then maybe my niche will perform better. Or maybe I'm not uploading for a long enough period of time. Or maybe my channel is just not there. There's just so many ways you can read your analytics to be able to understand what's wrong with your channel. But if you don't actually look and know how to read the language, then you're not going to be able to improve upon it. And that's kind of why I recommend, doing a lot of trial and error, because trial and error is a great source of knowledge, because the more you fail, the more you learn, right? That's how I got here at this point. I mean, just look at all the channels that I'm running right now. Do you see this? Look at this. Look at all the channels that I'm running right now. You think that just came from just, oh, okay, I'm gonna start uploading? Guys, this is a trial and error process. I've been doing this for 7, 8 years now. My first video was 8 years ago. So yeah, it's a lot of work. And for those of you commenting saying, "Oh, why does this video have 200 views, Devin? Why does this video only have 2,000 views?" You're lying, bro. I want you to just think about this for a second, okay? Just please think about this. I'm uploading videos about getting views in a very specific niche on this channel. If you're wondering why this video maybe only has 1,000 views, it's because there's only 1,000 people in the world who care about maximizing their views. If I was making Roblox content, this would get millions, just like my other channel. Just FYI for all the people in the comments saying, "Huh, Devin, this video only has 2,000 views." Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Please just think for a second. Anyways, that's going to be it for the niche finding video. If it was a little generic today, I apologize. This is day 16 of the boot camp. I mean, I kind of wanted to go into just the more basic niches. And for those of you wondering, hey, Devin, show us your niche. If you guys know who Money Mind is, Money Mind. Yeah, so if you don't know who this guy's name is Bennett. He owns the Money Mind Unfiltered, and he basically started showing all his YouTube. He is this really transparent guy. Really cool guy, by the way. I've talked with lots of brands, and they've literally told me that he's like the most legit guy. So shout out to this guy. He's an absolute legend. But anyways, he basically leaked his YouTube channel, like a couple of different niches that he was running. And then the niches became so oversaturated because when there's more supply for it, there's less demand for each individual product. And that goes for channels as well. So if there's 1,000 channels uploading, animal commentary, there's going to be way less demand for it because there's more supply than there is demand. And that's what he did, and that's why his channel started dying. I don't know if you guys keep up with his stuff, but all his channels started dying. So no, I'm not going to give you my niche. Because if I gave you my niche, then my channel will start dying because I have thousands of people watching this, and all you guys are going to copy it, and then no one's going to get views because the supply for it, you guys will be making more videos on my niche, and then the channel demand will go down. And that's going to make me less money. So I'm not doing it because I'm trying to gatekeep. I'm doing it because I don't want to lose money because of that, If that wasn't an issue, then I would show you guys the channel. But it is an issue, so I can't show you guys the channel. You know what I mean? But I'm super happy showing you guys the analytics and stuff like that. I'm sure some of you guys can figure it out just by looking at the subscriber count. Like, there's not a lot of channels that has 1.5 million subscribers, and 300 million views in 48 hours. It's really easy to figure out the stuff, But I just don't show it because I don't want to get my stuff leaked. Anyways, that's going to be all for this video. I'm sorry if this was a little short. I mean, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, I am offering a mentorship program where, I can teach you guys one-on-one and